Hello everybody, welcome back. So I'm just going to show a brief tutorial on how this Bitsgap works and how to set up this trading bot. It's actually really easy, but there's been a few people contact me with the same issue, and it's not an issue, it's just a misunderstanding of what's happening. So the way that this works is it works on buy and sell orders. The bot has a number, hundreds in fact, potentially hundreds of buying and selling orders, so it can keep buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling at appropriate prices and locking in profit all the time. So it's quite low risk in a volatile asset, and basically should as well, on my demo account at least, it's proven to sustain and generate constant income. But the way it works is through this grid. Now, as you can see, this grid here, it's got a quantity of 180 grids with a spacing between them of 0.61%. So that's a lot of grids in a quite a large price action, all the way down to this level, $1.84, all the way up to $5.44. So that's an enormous amount of grids. And in order to sustain those, it says I would need here 5,617 dollars worth of tether. The reason for that is because each one of these essentially has a buy order representing one of those grids, so it needs capital locked up ready to use at that point. It would also need uni token in order to sell them as well, so it needs money to sustain the grids. Now there's a few ways around this. You could, first of all, you could shrink the grid a bit, and that way there would be less money to sustain that. It's still not enough because I've only got $1,000 in here. Or you could just press adjust grid quantity, and now what it's done is it's spaced the grids in that area to the point where it's 0.78% between each grid, which is still fine because uni has been a pretty volatile coin, so those movements are actually okay. You know, it moves up and down within that sort of area fine. Now that's one way around it, okay? So that's one way around it, but I'm going to show you something now on my demo account, because I obviously came across this as a bit of an issue for myself, because I'm only going to be using $1,000 on this as my plan. So I used the demo account, because like I say, you can set an account up on here for free and play with this demo account, so you can trial these sort of things out for yourself. So I decided to go and see how it would perform on a coin where I wouldn't need many grids at all. And one of those things you could do is you could look at, for instance, a pairing which basically is extremely low sats, like Dogecoin. So Dogecoin basically has been trending with extremely low, recently down to 16, up to 17, potentially up to 20. That would be its general range at the moment. So really I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grids. You can have to have a minimum of 10, so that's fine. So Dogecoin seems to be one way around that. I wanted to see if that would be profitable or not. So I put this one on almost 17 hours ago, and the uni token one has been on for almost 2 days, so 1 day, 21 hours. And you can see that actually between the two there's not a great deal of difference. So this has been highly volatile with lots of grid space, lots of grids with short spaces in between them. This has been basically static with hardly any need for any grid spacing between them either. So it would appear that for those people who want to use small amounts of money, you know, so anything, I suppose, you know, from a couple of $100 to up to $1,000, or to be honest with you, with this kind of, you know, profit, you could use anything. But it proves that the bot is able to profit significantly with hardly any grid spacing, if you know the token that you want to choose. And like I say, these are two polar opposites. We've got highly volatile, we've got basically not volatile at all. But this one makes sense for those people who want to use a small amount of money and can't afford to have an enormous amount of grid spacing. Okay, there's also there's always that crypto rumor, which is that when Dogecoin gets to 15 sats, it launches and goes to the moon. So we're getting ever closer to that. So that is one, probably, and like I say, just given by the results that we've got back here, seems to be pretty good way around that for the small time investment. So if you want to put a small amount into Bitsgap and trade, this would be one good opportunity, I suppose, one good way around that problem that people get, where it says you can't trade where you don't have enough money to sustain all those grids. So I hope that makes sense to you. Now I am actually going to place I'm going to have 2 bots going. I've already got one going on CRV, and it was just a tester to put my money where my mouth is, and it's worked out okay. The investment size has actually gone down because it was a BTC pairing, and they've all gone down. But I've accumulated more BTC during the process. So in theory, it's actually good because I've earned more BTC, even though the BTC has gone down in value. I've actually accumulated more over that. That would have been about 12, 13 hours worth of time. I'll show you now. On my actual account. And this is just my first trial that I wanted to do, and so I decided to go for a highly volatile BTC pairing to see if it, and also because I am expecting a downtrend, I wanted to see how it would perform in a downtrend. So I put about $250 in on this to see how it worked, and I'll show you now. But now I am gonna wait for this dump to hopefully carry out over the next, maybe today, maybe tomorrow. But I am looking for more of a significant pullback with Bitcoin, and then I'll buy more Bitcoin and put it on the Bitcoin Doji pairing. So yeah, as you can see, my portfolio size is down 0.31%, which isn't too bad considering the size of the drop that's taken place between both of those assets. So it's actually saved me money, because really Bitcoin is down how much, 20% today, and CRV will be down even more than that. And so for my portfolio size to actually be worth only 0.31%, it's almost offset the loss of that, and during doing that it's gained more BTC. I hope that makes sense to you. So basically, during this downtrend, because this was bought in a downtrend, this bot has been active in a downtrend, it's given me more Bitcoin back. So rather than just losing money, it's given me more Bitcoin back, and it's almost completely offset the size of the drop altogether for both of the assets, which is pretty clever. But the next bot I'm going to set up will be with Doji, so I need to transfer my tether into half Doji and half Bitcoin. And the way I'll be doing that is I'll just be buying Bitcoin when the Bitcoin drops. I'll buy my Bitcoin, and then it will automatically set a ratio when I go to set the bot up, and I'll be doing that on Doji because, like I say, the results are in, and the results appear to be quite fruitful. Anyway, I hope that makes sense to you. Feel free to leave me some comments and join my Telegram. That way you can contact me directly about these sort of things. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.